Well, good morning, all. Oh, it's been a crazy week, and I noticed my thing was going, so I was like, you better start talking. Okay. Happy Sunday, everyone, or I should say Sunday blessings to everyone, because it is Sunday, and it's a day of rest. And please, try and rest. I did. I slept in, kinda. Snoopy was up early this morning, and something told me I better get myself dressed and get him outside. So I did. Well, he wouldn't do anything. So we come back inside, and I thought, I better go check. And yeah, he pooped and he peed. Luckily, I had been using some doggy pads, puppy pads. And by my front door, which is just over there, I had put a towel down and a puppy pad, because even though the puppy pad soaks up, it kind of still soaks through. So I put a towel underneath, which is a good thing. Then I had to pick up all this poop. It's like, oh. And then it's like, you know what? I'm going back to bed. I don't care. So that's what I did. And like I said, it's been a crazy week. So I'm going to be working on my calendar. I was working on my cross, worked on it last night, and I realized I did a boo-boo. I used the wrong color on something. So I'm trying to decide, do I pick them all off or do I just leave it? So yeah, I'm going to work on the calendar. Hopefully, I know it's on the stressful side, because for some reason January numbers got all, and the colors got mixed up or something. I don't know. So I'm going to just do it, I think, the way I want, and we'll see what happens. So let me move you down. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get too far, I need this. Let's just go ahead and read the cards that I chose for today. Today's prayer card, let's move it like this. There we go. It says, you are my hiding place and my shield. I hope in your word. I hope in your word. Psalm 119 through 114. Okay. And this one is, if you want to be somebody really special, just be you. I like that. May you experience the love of Christ, though it is too great to understand fully. Ephesians 3:19. Okay. And our inspiration card, happiness is an inside job, which is so true. You got to be happy inside, and it'll show on the outside. And I know it's not always easy to do, but sometimes we just don't feel like it. So I get you. All right, let me go ahead and roll this bag. I'm gonna talk, and maybe in between I'll take a break and I can read in one of my books. Oh, our weather is very cold. It started Friday night. It is still cold now. It did warm up. It's 11 degrees now, and it feels like 0. And the wind's at 6 miles. So yeah, it is cold out there. And Snoopy don't understand, because I have to stop and put a coat on, and he's in a hurry, so I'm trying to leave my coat not hanging up. Unfortunately, I laid it on the washer because I go out the back door with him. And it's kind of hard for him in the morning because he's just ready to go, and it's like, Snoop, I gotta get a coat on. I can't just go out like that. So I mean, in the spring and summer it's not so bad, but dead of winter, it's downright cold out there. So, anyway, I hope everyone had a good week. I hope it wasn't as crazy as mine. There's just a lot of things going on right now. Kind of with my dad, and it's nothing bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just a lot of things going on. And he had to go down to the VA clinic in Wichita to have a procedure done. Everything went well. And I have, since I was, even if I was able to go, I would have had to make some phone calls. And I just tell you, making phone calls through the VA, it's a little challenging. I mean, it's not real bad. It's just a little challenging. So luckily, every time I call the operator, it's a guy. Most times when I call, he's really nice. I tell him kind of my situation, and then he says, okay, I think I know where I need to send you. So he'll say, I'll get you there. So I always tell him thank you, because I mean, but I'm sure, I mean, he is an operator. That's what he's supposed to do. Then I had to talk, I found out my dad has a social worker. And we just found this out on Thursday. My brother, my sister, and my mom went, took Dad down for this procedure he had done. And my sister found out he has a social worker, which is fine. Well, we didn't know who or, how do you find this out? Well, also she found out he's on a team, T-E-A-M, like you got baseball team, you got a football team. All right, so it's like I have to find all this out. So when I called the operator, I explained it to him. He says, okay, I'll get you over to the social worker department and you can just, talk to somebody. Which he does, but unfortunately, nobody answers the phone. It goes straight to their answer machine or voicemail or whatever you call it nowadays. So, and then she never called back. Like, okay. So then Friday, I called back down there again, and I found out who it is for sure, and I found out she's here at the Hayes VA clinic. So now tomorrow, give or take, because tomorrow's a national holiday, so I don't know if the VA operates or not. So I'll just probably call and see what happens. Anyway, so yesterday I was by my dad because I was trying to set something up for him, and that didn't work out the way I was hoping it would. So I said, I'm going to contact your social worker. Well, first I told him, I said, by the way, did you know you have a social worker and you're on a team? And Dad has hearing issues, okay? So he wears hearing aids, which is fine. And so he says, what do I need a social worker for, and what is it? So I Googled it, because but sometimes you need to know how to explain it to another person. And that would be me when I would explain it to my husband also, because sometimes he don't understand some things. So I explained it to my dad that the social worker is there, that if we have questions, they're supposed to be able to answer them and point us in the right direction. And after me having issues yesterday, trying to set this thing up, I said, you know what? That's what your social worker is for. I am going to call her and ask her if I can have a meeting with her, so she can explain some things to us, and so we can get some things situated a little bit more. So that's a phone call for tomorrow, plus I think 2 other phone calls I need to do. Luckily, since tomorrow's a holiday, so remember, no mail. I'm sorry, there's just no mail tomorrow. It's Martin Luther King holiday birthday observance. He actually was born on January 15th, and the only reason why I know this because my mom had birthday on January the 15th. So usually I think this is like the 3rd Monday. That's when they celebrate his observance of his birthday, and then it's a national holiday. So then your banks, your credit union, the Federal Reserve, your government buildings, the state buildings, I don't know about city. You would have to check with your city to see if they're open tomorrow or not. But since I work at a credit union, that's how I know that it's a national holiday. So yeah, so since I'm off tomorrow, we was going to go to Colby, but since it's so flipping cold out there, and Dad was going to go with us, my sister and I decided we better not. We don't want to take Dad out, which I know we don't have to take Dad, but it's our way of spending time with him. And this week, Friday, he's supposed to finally have carpal tunnel surgery. So we're also trying to keep him healthy so he can go through with this surgery, because he really needs it. His hands are bad. All right, so I figured since I'm off tomorrow, I got to work on my taxes. I have to make these phone calls. So that's my plan for tomorrow. Unfortunately, I could have used this diamond painting every night this week to calm my nerves, but it just doesn't work. By the time I get home, it's almost 5 o'clock. I take care of Snoopy, I prepare supper, and then by the time my husband gets home at 6:30, we sit down, have supper. By the time we're done, it's usually 7 o'clock, give or take. And then the evening's just gone. And I don't watch any TV anymore. It doesn't interest me anymore. The shows, I'm sorry, they're dumb. Not like a long time ago when you had Andy Griffin, you had I Love Lucy, you had oh my goodness, all sorts of them. I just blew my diamonds off. Okay. Or Mary Tyler Moore, Cara Burnett. Those were TV shows. Now, I'm sorry, they're like I said, they're just dumb. I don't get it. It's like with everything going on in the world today, why do you want shows like that? I know it's to show what can happen, all that. I'm sorry, no. So I just choose not to watch TV no more. And if you do, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what you can and cannot do. Because like I always say, you do you, boo, and I'll do me. And everybody would be so much better off, personally, I think. But like I said, that's my opinion. And what your opinion is something completely different, and that's fine. Just like people, like I said, I belong to some diamond painting groups on Facebook, and some of you guys get so worked up about things. Don't. Diamond painting is to be fun, not stressful. I mean, our everyday life is stressful. Diamond painting is for us to go somewhere to chill, to zone out. We shouldn't be stressing about diamond paint because somebody made a rude remark or said that they don't like what we do. Well, so what? You don't like it? Like, they, like a lot of people are saying, scroll on, get over it. This is something we like, we enjoy it. I'm sorry, go find your own hobby then. But you don't have to sit there and say mean things to people about what they do. And if I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry, but I just feel like this is a hobby. We shouldn't be stressing over it. It's a fun thing for us to do. So with that, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to dwell on that. Everybody has their own thing, but like I said, let it go. Because that's what we got to learn to do. We got enough stress in our lives. I know I do. I try not to. I am very fortunate. I have a brother and 2 sisters. So we can vent to each other. So anyway, so for the most part this week has been pretty good. I'm really slow at work, but it's okay. Then we have some new things happening at work. So, trying to get all of that figured out. Okay, Simon, you need to come off. Need to. Okay, what's going on here? Sorry about that. My pen has a mind of its own. Oops. 1, 2. Okay, there we go. Alright, you can still see. Is it still going? Yes. Okay. Had to look at my timer up at the top. Anyway. Then when I was done by Dad yesterday, I went to Catherine to see my brother. And in the morning, he said, if you have time, he says, which I understand you may not have time, he said, would you be able to come over by me? I said, I'll see how things go and everything. So I think it was after 2 that I wrapped up by Dad, and I told him, I said, I'm heading out. I said, I'm getting frustrated. When I get frustrated, it just makes me mad. So he said it was fine, and I had lunch with Dad and everything, so it was good, and he had a nap. So anyway, so then I headed over by my brother, and when I got there, there was someone there, and they were kind of working on that guy's pickup when my brother should have really been working on his pickup, but you know, it's okay. Anyway, so I went and I laid my stuff down. We was kind of talking and everything, and I just turned around, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but back around, well, it was right before Christmas, I went over by my brother, and we went by my parents' house because they had these, I don't know if you remember, they were metal chairs. The ones my parents had, they were yellow, and you usually put them on your front porch, and you know, you could sit on them and everything. So we went over and got them, had to dig them out because they were on a very, very top shelf. Okay, so he was going to clean them up, sandblast the old paint off, and he was going to repaint them for me and everything. So like I said, when I got over there, I was standing, and all of a sudden I turned around, and there were the 2 chairs. Oh my gosh, they were absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. Dummy us, we forgot to take a before picture. But I did take an after picture, and I'll see if I can post it on my community thing here of YouTube. but they're red, and then the kind of the armrest and what's known as the legs of the chair, because once you see it, some of you may recall. Anyway, that is white. So I then also have these other chairs, and they're painted blue. So I have red and white and blue chairs that will sit on my front porch from the spring until fall. And then right now they're in my house, these two chairs, because I don't want anything to happen to them. They're so beautiful. I think I'm gonna buy a tarp for each chair. That way I can cover it up for the winter time, and then I'll just put them in the back of my house. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, they are absolutely beautiful. He did a fantastic job. But that's what he does. He does sandblasting. If you have something that needs paint removed off, he can do that. He sandblasts it off, and then he can repaint them. So, but anyway, I am so excited I have them, because they're going to look beautiful. And then I said, oh, now I need to look for a table. He says, yeah, you'll have to look for a table. Says, unless I see if my nephew, who does the welding, could weld a table for me. I don't know. I would have to talk to him, because I know he is busy also, but maybe for his Aunt Jackie, he will do it. I can only hope. So anyway, and then Tuesday night, I had my auction committee meeting. And we can start going around trying to get, see if anybody wants to donate anything to the auction or give cash donation. So I have that I need to start working on. I hope I can go around to the businesses and talk to them personally. I think there's just a few that I may have to call and talk to them. And don't ask me why, but if you're not a family member, I hate talking to people on the phone. Don't ask. I don't know why. I'd rather really talk to you face to face. But I know there are times you have to talk to them on the phone. But I think I'm getting better, since I've had to make quite a few phone calls for Dad. I've had to, as my youngest sister would say, just pull up your big girl panties and do it. So guess what? I have. I've been pulling up my big girl panties, and I've been calling, making those phone calls. So I'm proud of myself. I've stepped out of my comfort zone for that quite a bit lately. So, and this diamond wants to stay in the pen. Okay, you cannot do that. All right, I'm going to, something, got some stuff down here. That's why I can't shake it. Some wax. Okay, there we go. Now it slides. Okay, let's make this. Okay, my light here. That's pathetic. Okay, I am going to get my book. I'm going to read out of this one instead today. Last week it was the United States Encyclopedia, so today I'm going to read out of Totally Random Facts. This is just some wild and wacky and wondrous things about the world. Okay, I had read some of this, I remember. So let's just, you know what? Let's just go with the amazing human body. Let's see what our body does. 170. Okay, here we go. The amazing human body. Bones, belly buttons, brains, and blood. Okay. Humans have more muscles in their faces than any other mammal on Earth. More than 40 in total. Wow, that's a lot of muscles in our face. From head to toe, 143 total random facts about the human body. The elements in the human body came from stardust. Your body loses water as you breathe. Okay, did not know that. Nearly half of a person's body weight is in their muscles. The jawbone is the human body's hardest bone. The skeleton renews itself about every 10 years. On average, people breathe in about 2,000 gallons of air per day. Fingers bend and move about 25 million times throughout a person's life. That's a lot. The thickest part of the skin is on the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands. Okay, feet I knew, but I did not know that about the palms. Your lungs have tiny hairs that can taste bitter flavors. Okay, the lung. I did not know that. The brain uses 20% of the oxygen in your entire body. Women's hearts beat faster than men's hearts. The lungs of an adult male can hold about 1.6 gallons of air. Wow. All right, let's see here. Ooh. I did not know this. We all have tiny mites living on our faces. Oh. Okay, that is very disgusting. But this one here lives on our eyelashes. Okay, I'm sure you really wanted to know that. Sorry. Oh my. That's a long little mite. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, I needed that for today. A good laugh. Muscle produces energy 3 times faster than fat does. Okay? About 1 out of every 200 people are born with an extra rib. It's more common in women than men. Okay. Humans have goosebumps that make our hair stand up so we look more threatening to our predators. Okay. About 25% of your bones are in your feet. The longest bone in your body, the femur, is in your thigh. Humans are the only animals that have chins. Oh, I guess we do. And here they show a picture of your skeleton, and it says, human bones are 4 times stronger than concrete. Wow, that's pretty strong. Oh my. It says a human being is made up of 7 quintillion atoms. So it's this followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, would that be right? They're in groups of 3, so 3 times 9, that would be 27 zeros. Whoa. Okay, it says there are more than 200 joints in the human body. Joints are places where 2 bones meet and they enable us to bend and move. caterpillars have more muscles than people do. Your brain can be more active at night than during the day. Well, yeah, because you're resting, so it's using that time to repair your body. The only bone not connected to a joint is the hyoid bone in the throat, Hyoid. Bone marrow grows faster than any other tissue in the body. The distance between your wrist and your elbow is about the same as the length of your foot. Okay, so from your wrist to your elbow, let's see here. From here to here is the same length of as your foot. So that's interesting. Okay. And if I'm right, when I was in home ec, and like when we needed to measure for material, if you went from your fingertip to your, no, it wasn't there. It was from your fingertip to your nose. That was considered, I think, a yard, if I remember correctly. So anytime you need to know something for a yard, even if you have like a piece of yarn or string, you take it, well, no, yeah, it would be from your middle finger all the way to your nose. That is considered a yard. Anyway, that's what we was taught in home ec. The hip muscle, called the sartorius, is the body's longest muscle. Wow. The shoulder blade is connected to the body with 17 different muscles. Ooh. Human teeth are as strong as shark's teeth. Okay. When you crack your knuckles, the sound you hear is bubbles bursting in the fluid around the joints. Now that I heard before, that those are bubbles. The smallest muscle in the body is the stapes in the middle ear. Is only about 0.4 inches, which is 10 millimeters long. That's about half the width of a nickel. Huh. Some of your taste buds die and regrow every 2 weeks. You use 200 muscles when you take a single step. Wow. That's interesting. All right, not going to go in on anymore. We will stop for now. I think that's it for today. I'm just wiped out. Sorry. All right, guys. Thank you for coming on and watching my YouTube channel. Please, if you like what you watch, hit the like button down below. I tried to make my channel interesting, but you know, sometimes you don't know if it is or not. Personally, I like to learn interesting facts like what I just shared. And I think I need to go wash my face. Not that I don't wash my face. I don't want to go wash it again. But I guess they're there. It's just, ugh. So anyway, I'm going to wish you all a wonderful week. And don't stress about things that, I mean, you have no control over, you have no control over. And those who nitpick and say you're doing something with your hobby, they don't like it. Like I said, tell them scroll on. Go find your own hobby then. Because this is what we like to do and we enjoy it a lot. I'm glad I found it because I love doing this. Only thing is now I got to figure out my cross. Do I leave the diamonds on or do I go pick them off? You know, that's the way it goes. Not like wait until this morning to realize that you boo-booed, but oh well. Alright, guys. This is a short one, but you know, that's the way it is. So, have a wonderful week. Stay warm if you have cold weather. And if you have hot weather, stay cool. We have cold weather, so that's why I have my vest on. It's like, ugh. So, with that being said, I'll see you all next week, and I love you all. Bye.